So hello everyone, today I will show you a trick that will help you in your cloth simulation. If you do any kind of cloth simulation in Blender, then you will notice something that you will face some kind of clipping issues in your cloth or any kind of issues with your cloth. There is a simple way to fix that thing. Okay, so I will just demonstrate you how you can do that. So for example, I just take a plane like this. I will scale this thing, and you have to make sure that you apply your scale, Control A and then press scale. So if you don't apply your scale, then it will create some problems in the cloth simulation. So it is better to apply the scale. And then I will just add a cube for the collision. I will apply the scale of this thing also. I will just give a subdivision into this one. So I will go there and I will add some vertices like 12. After this, what you have to do, you have to go to your physics and then you have to add a cloth simulation, and in this one you can go down, just expand all the settings, decrease the collision to 0.11, self collision, enable the self collision, make this thing 0.11, and then you can decrease the friction also to 0, make this thing 5 quality, collision quality, and then you have to go up and you can make this thing 10, or you can leave this thing at 5 also. And I think everything is fine. You have to go to your cube and then you have to add a collision. Make sure that you enable override normals, because in version 4.0 it works good with override normals. Disable this single-sided one, and then you can decrease the value of this thing, make this thing 0.003, and then you can just play your simulation and you see it looks something like that. Okay, so now you can see this mesh is colliding with the cube in this area. So instead of re-simulate this thing again, what you can do, you have to just go to your preferences. You have to enable an add-on, and the name of that add-on is MD this one. Okay, new tech mod format. So you have to enable this add-on, and then you have to select your cloth simulation, go to files, then you will get an export option, and then you will get an option called Lightwave Point Cache. Okay, so you have to click on that. So I will just select a directory. You have to select your keyframes. So in my case, I will just leave it to 80 frames. I think 80 is good enough because I simulate that much only. And everything is good. And then you have to press export. Okay, so it will take some time. And after that, what you can do, you can just double check if it is exported properly or not. So you will get something like this .mdd. You have to minimize this window. And what you have to do, you have to just remove this cloth simulation now, because you really don't need that. And then you have to go to files, import, and then you have to click on the same m.dd file extension. Go to your location where you export this file. You have to click on that and then you have to import. So right now you can see the whole simulation is baked into keyframes like that. And you will notice one thing, that the position of the thing is off. So what you can do, you can just press Shift S and selection to the cursor, and it will look something like that. And now it is working fine. Okay, so the advantage of this thing is, instead of doing that re-simulation, or you can say rebaking the whole stuff again, what you can do, you can modify this mesh. Okay, so the simulation is already baked in keyframes. So what you can do, you can change the keyframes where the cloth is colliding with the object, and like this you don't have to bake your cloth simulation again and again and do hit and tries and all kind of stuff. So if you click on this data button, you will see something called shape keys, and if you expand this thing, so all your action, or you can say the folding of the cloth, is baked into this keyframes, or you can say shape keys. Okay, so now what you can do, you can go individually to the shape keys, or you can say frames, and you can modify this thing. But I will recommend you to do not go frame by frame, because if it is like longer 200 frames, then it will take forever. So just go and select your basis, and you can just go to your edit mode, or you can say sculpt mode, and then I will just sculpt this thing. Okay, so I will use normal brush like this draw brush, and I will just sculpt this thing like that, and I will just try to fix this area. Okay, like that. And now you can see it is fixed. And if I move this thing, you have to see in this area it is like that. You can just move this thing like that, and it is good to go. Now you see there is no clipping. Okay, so there is some clipping like in this area and this area. You can see you can just sculpt this area, and it is good to go. So like that you can easily fix your cloth simulation instead of rebaking or re-simulating your cloth again and again to get this type of results. So I think this is much better way to get a proper cloth simulation. So similarly, like you can fix this area also. I will just go to the radius section and I will fix that. Okay, so you can see now there is no collision on that area. And if you want to use any other brushes, you can use it. And suppose if you want to use the edit mode also, so right now you can see it is making the cloth simulation like that into a flat plane. So in order to fix this, what you have to do, you have to go to their relative and you have to enable this thing, shape key edit mode. And now if you go to the edit mode, you will see something like that. And now you can just select your vertices and you can fix the area like that. I think this is much better. And if I show you, so now you can see this is looking something like that. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this tutorial. I think this will help you. Thank you for watching.